Should I buy a starter home or just go right for the dream home? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get started here. It's easy to assume that the home you're shopping for is what you're going to live in the rest of your life. But as we all know, times change. As you grow older and the kids go away, if you've had kids, the nest becomes empty. You may be looking at downsizing. Your jobs may relocate you, or if jobs are lost or new jobs started, differences in what you'll look for in the home and your needs. Maybe the dream neighborhood isn't the same that it was before and you want to move on, or you've longed for another neighborhood that has you, say, on the water or somewhere. So lots of things to think about when you're going for that starter or dream. What is your dream and what is your starting point? So keep your eyes to the future. It's a good idea because you're making a big financial investment here. And unless your name is Nostradamus, and you can predict everything, or you had some good predictions, it might be kind of hit or miss. So think about that. Let's define a starter home first. Maybe a starter home could be, say, a 1 to 2 bedroom home that's sold, say, at market value or even a little below market value. Maybe you've thought of doing something as a fixer and build your equity by doing the repairs and the fix-ups yourself, and that'll add value to the home, along with the time that you're in it will give you the equity to move on to a bigger dream home later. Other folks are going to want to buy that forever home, so they may put off buying something now at first until they get more money to eventually just get what they want, and that's what they want to stay in. There again, it goes back to how you want to build that, what your chances of taking time to get the money, and wait to buy that dream home, and they'll save more money and want to come in and buy that, thinking that that's where they're going to find their future. Usually it ends up a little different than that, though. So as we said before, there's changes that can come and can make your lifestyles change and your wants and needs change. So something to think about, starter or forever home. Some of the pros and cons to buying a starter home. Well, the starter home initially takes less money to get started and get into it. It gives you a chance to build your equity over time. Chance that it'll build the equity faster than some of these forever homes. Just if you look at some of the lower end pricing in the market, those are the ones that are moving a lot more frequently, especially nowadays with the low inventory we have. People are looking for something to start and go with. Anything that you've got, you could have bought just a short time ago and build enough equity as the things have grown here to make the money to do your next starter home. So that initial starter home can be your quick stepping stone. So the smaller home being a lesser budget to have to budget for, looking at things like, heating a smaller home, going to take less heat, so utilities are going to be less. So there, again, some of your budget can be less with a smaller starter home than not only just having the initial investment being less and the chance to get started early. Your monthly house payment can turn out to be less, probably less than maybe what your rent is. And as we're saying, the maintenance can be less and the cost of utilities less. Good thing to think about. Since you're putting money aside each month because you have that lower payment, you might have the money to reinvest and remodel things, or have a budget set for if you do need some kind of maintenance done to the house that you need to fix down the road. So having that lower payment and that starting, you can build that little nest egg, so you can have some over here to put towards the next home, and then some to start building that fund with and do it in a shorter time. On the flip side, you may outgrow that starter home quicker. Say if you decide to start a family or move your in-laws in as they're aging, or someone to help. So that may outgrow that smaller home at first. So look at where you are and what your plans are for the future and those things. Sometimes the starter homes are the older homes, so you may need a few more repairs. So you want to look good at those when you buy that starter home and weigh out if it's worth the expenses and what needs to be done to it to bring it up to the standards when you go to sell, or how the resale will be later. Holding out for that forever home may be tempting, but may not be wise. With interest rates as low as they are, this makes it a better time to be buying now. Inventory of starter homes, I know we said, is low, But we're having success finding homes for our clients now. Not necessarily, even if something is listed, you need to look at what's down the road that hasn't come on the market. As we said before, people could be downsizing, people could be expanding their families, could have a death in the family, a job change, something that's going to cause them to move. And although you don't see a sign up in the yard, there may be a house for sale out there. So we'll go find it. Or we look back at homes that have been listed before for sale. They've expired, they've canceled, they've waited till the first of the year after the holidays, whatever their story is. There's homes out there that are still for sale even if the sign's not in the yard. So we can help you find that. The important thing is to get started. Jump into that market so you can start building equity. Then you can work to get that dream home while you're saving, because with the starter home you've possibly got, as we said, the smaller outpouring of bills, utilities, expenses. Build your way up. It's a great way. Another thought could be too is when you're ready to buy that dream home, maybe you've got enough equity, you can go get that. Keep this starter home as a rental and provide you more income for your retirement. So I hope that gives you a little chance to see some of the ideas, the difference of buying a starter home or a dream home to wait for. It's your decision, but let's get together and we can help talk about how you could plan this and what your thoughts are, how we can help you the best. All right, thanks again for sharing. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe.